Falcon Lake, Canada, May 20th, 1967. 51-year-old Stefan Mahalik is prospecting for silver and quartz in a remote corner of Manitoba when he suddenly witnesses an event so remarkable that it is considered the best documented UFO case in Canadian history. It is called the Falcon Lake Incident.
My dad, going off to Falcon Lake that weekend, he was off on another one of his rock hunts. And the part where he was prospecting at Falcon Lake, there are several gold mines there. So eventually he makes his way to a relatively high piece of ground, and that's when he looks up. And coming out of the southwest sky are two objects, and they're a sort of an orangey, reddish color. They're giving off a lot of light. He's wearing goggles. They have welder's glass that flips down. The only reason he had them is so that when he was chipping rock, he wouldn't hurt his eyes. Now, this will come in handy. The first UFO lands about 140 feet away from Dad. And it's making all kinds of clanking and spitting and hissing sounds. So when Dad turns his attention to the one that landed, the next time he looks up, the other one's on his way out and gone.
At first, Mahalik thinks the UFO might be an experimental NASA or Soviet spacecraft. But the longer he observes it, the stranger it becomes.
Dad is looking at this craft, and he doesn't know what to make of it. It's a mirror metal craft. There are no seams. There's no rivets. There are no screws. There's a sort of a dome on the top, and it's got slits in it. So he's wearing gauntlets, long gloves, and he reaches out to touch the craft, and the fingertips all melt. Now, suddenly, out comes this blast of something, lights his shirt on fire, and sends him back. He falls to the ground. He's busily trying to put out this fire that's on his chest. He's wearing a strappy cotton undershirt, so he pulls that off and throws it to the ground. Meanwhile, this craft is continuing to rise and leave, and then gone. Just right back in the direction it came.
According to official documents, in the immediate aftermath of his distressing encounter with the unidentified craft, Mahalik becomes disoriented, severely burned, and suddenly very ill.
He hasn't taken more than 2 steps, and he's on his knees, and he's throwing up. He's been burned, but that's just, regular burns, thermal burns. But this is doing something to him. Then he's sweating. Then his head starts to go. And now he's spinning. He realizes if he doesn't get out of here, he's going to die here.
By sheer force of will, Mahalik somehow managed to stagger back to town and eventually makes his way back to a hospital, where he is immediately put under observation. Doctors discovered that Mahalik's white blood cell count had dropped to very low levels. He was feverish and confused. No one was sure what to make of his unusual symptoms. But what truly confused doctors on call were the strange burn marks found on Mahalik's chest and abdomen.
The examining doctors found a grid-like pattern of red burns. It was described as a checkerboard pattern, and these were somehow thermal burns, chemical burns, as if something in the gas from the UFO was very hot and conformed to the appearance of the grid with all these little dots on it. Whatever experience had occurred to him definitely happened. It was real, and the evidence was on his own body.
Despite numerous tests, no one could diagnose Mahalik's mysterious ailment. In the official police report following his close encounter, officers noted that Mahalik suffered from headaches, blackouts, and severe weight loss. Could Stefan Mahalik have caught some type of infection from his contact with the unidentified flying object? Or might his symptoms be the result of being poisoned? Manitoba, Canada, Stan Mahalik arrives at the University of Manitoba's Archives and Special Collections to examine the surviving artifacts of the Falcon Lake incident.
It's been a while. Oh, my goodness. So this is the undershirt that he was wearing on the day. He did rip it off himself. It was torn up quite a bit. You can still see on the front of the shirt the pattern left behind when the craft burnt his skin. I want to know what caused that burn.
To this day, no one knows what mysterious substance burned Stefan Mahalik, or if some kind of alien germ triggered his sudden illness. But during an official examination of the alleged landing site, high levels of radiation were discovered in the area, and some suggest it could at least explain some of Mahalik's symptoms.
When the site was first examined by military and government investigators, the presence of high levels of radiation were of such significance that there was a concern that it might be a public health hazard. And yet, everything that they found at the site could not produce any satisfactory explanation for what caused this incident.